There are very few silver linings to having your country head just full speed into fascism, but it's at least kind of amusing whenever the fascists inevitably turn on each other. And that's especially true when it's our two favorite sleep paralysis demons, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Laura Loomer, the Mickey Rourke and Jigsaw of the MAGA movement.
That's a damn good comparison.
And going after their appearances is a bit of a cheap shot, sure. But I should be clear about this. The hideousness of these women's faces pales in comparison to the hideousness of their souls.
Yeah.
They both exist exclusively as personifications of hatred, cruelty, and stupidity. So it's nice when they direct that at each other rather than everyone else.
It's also like the one thing that actually hurts their feelings. And you shouldn't make fun of the way people look, but it's very clear that it does actually affect them. Whereas pointing out their shortcomings as far as morality goes doesn't seem to work. Take, for instance, Kristi Noem, who in that South Park episode killed dozens of dogs and instead was like, they made fun of the way I look. So that's the only thing that affected her. So it does work. But the Laura Loomer, Marjorie Taylor Greene thing, this particular MAGA catfight, it's been ongoing for a few years now, but it flared up again recently for multiple reasons. One reason is that Laura Loomer is a diehard Zionist, while Marjorie Taylor Greene has recently taken a pretty vocal stance against U.S. support for Israel, which, to be clear, is almost certainly for all the wrong reasons. But hey, broken clocks and whatnot.
Sure.
Now, another reason is a defamation lawsuit currently underway between Laura Loomer and Bill Maher over some comments that Maher made on his show suggesting that Laura Loomer and Donald Trump are in a sexual relationship.
Ew.
As part of that lawsuit, Laura Loomer sat down for a deposition with Bill Maher's attorney and was mainly just asked a ton of questions about various insane things that she's said over the years, including her thoughts on Marjorie Taylor Greene. So, here's some examples of that.
So at one point, she was asked about a tweet that she wrote before the 2024 election, which read, "If Kamala Harris wins, the White House will smell like curry, and White House speeches will be facilitated via a call center, and the American people will only be able to convey their feedback through a customer satisfaction survey at the end of the call that nobody will understand." This was obviously meant to be a joke about Kamala Harris being Indian. She has Indian heritage, so okay. And it was so blatantly racist that even Marjorie Taylor Greene called it appalling and extremely racist, and said that it doesn't represent who we are as Republicans, which, yeah, it fucking does, but okay, Marge. Anyway, here's what Laura Loomer said about all that in the deposition.
I will say that she's upset because she wasn't invited to attend the ceremony, because a lot of President Trump's staff told me they were getting sick and tired of Marjorie. So she was very upset that she wasn't invited to travel to the debate. She was excluded. Congressman Matt Gaetz was invited, I was invited, and she was not, because President Trump's staff told me that they can't stand Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I'm willing to say that under oath. Several of his staff told me that they can't stand her. She was upset. She was jealous. Loomer was then asked to read aloud the tweet that she'd responded to MTG with when MTG called her racist. Here it is. "Hey, Marjorie, remember when you destroyed your family so you could have sex with a Zangief cosplayer? Tell me again how you and the Arby's in your pants are representatives of the GOP. You couldn't even run your own family. Don't tell me how to run my free speech."
And I mean, yeah, what she's referring to there is a pretty well documented thing that MTG allegedly did. The guy's Zangief cosplay is pretty solid, though, to be honest.
Looks just like him.
Yeah. Anyway, Laura Loomer was then asked to explain what that Arby's comment meant. And for this part, Ricky will play the lawyer. I'll play Laura Loomer.
Sure.
"Arby's sells roast beef."
Right. Can you tell me why you were talking about Arby's in her pants?
Well, it's just an expression.
What is the expression trying to convey?
It conveys the reason why she got a divorce, by her own admission.
Because she had roast beef in her pants?
Yeah.
She put roast beef in her pants. That's what you're trying to say there? You're literally saying she put Arby's in her pants?
I'm saying she literally... It's so ridiculous. I'm saying she literally put Arby's in her pants, yes.
You're not making a slur about her.
No.
You're literally saying she put an Arby's sandwich in her pants. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. That's correct.
Why are you laughing?
Because I just think it's so funny.
What is your basis for saying she put Arby's in her pants?
She carries roast beef in her pockets.
What is your basis for saying she puts roast beef in her pockets and in her pants?
Because I know she likes roast beef.
So what is your basis for saying she had Arby's in her pants?
Because I know she likes to eat at Arby's.
And she likes to put it in her pants. You know that.
Yeah.
She puts Arby's in her pants.
Yeah, she does.
Okay, if I ask Marjorie Taylor Greene, she would tell you that she puts Arby's in her pants.
It's my best belief that she would tell you that, yes.
Okay, are you making a derogatory comment about her sex life by talking about Arby's in her pants?
No, I'm talking about Arby's, the sandwiches. I'm talking about Arby's. I'm a very direct person. If I was making a derogatory comment, I would have said it.
So, what an annoying woman.
What? Yeah, just nails on the chalkboard. If it was a person,
Yeah,
who could talk for just and never stop talking.
and just wild to be talking about Arby's in the pants with a face like that. But big week for sandwiches. Big week for destructive sandwiches.
Yeah, who's hungry?
Her lawyer even stepped in multiple times throughout that exchange to object, and Laura just kept on going. She was committed to the bit.
I'm speaking.
She's also just flat out lying. The Arby's comments are obviously a really gross and juvenile description of MTG's genitalia. She's basically just using incel language to call her a used-up whore. Now, as for how any of this is in any way relevant to a defamation suit against Bill Maher, apparently Laura Loomer is convinced that MTG planted rumors in the media about Loomer having an affair with Donald Trump, and Bill Maher would have never said those things if not for MTG spreading lies about Laura Loomer.
Telling lies?
She also at one point clarified that when she accused MTG of sucking Kevin McCarthy's dick all day, she was only speaking metaphorically and not actually accusing them of having an affair.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a few more highlights from that deposition that we will get to in a minute. But the feud between these two erupted again on the timeline this week. And here's the Daily Beast with some highlights from that. Far-right influencer Laura Loomer has launched a series of vulgar public attacks against Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, calling her a bitch, a lunatic hooker, and a harlot as their bitter feud escalates. The latest spat between the GOP's two most notorious provocateurs erupted Monday morning when Greene, 51, blasted Loomer, a very rough 32, on X for bad-mouthing a Medal of Honor recipient. And yeah, side note here, it was like, this guy literally like... he tackled a suicide bomber back in like 2012 or something. Mm-hmm. Like very clear, like Medal of Honor. He qualifies for that for sure. But because he like spoke for 2 minutes at the 2016 DNC on stage, and like not even in a very political statement, just talking like vaguely about bravery and shit. Because of that, he's like a Democratic plant. And
of course.
And Laura Loomer thinks they shouldn't give him the Medal of Honor. So there you go. There's your background. Shut up, Laura, the Georgia Republican said, calling her a coward for blocking her on X and declaring her not MAGA.
Loomer retaliated a few hours later with a scathing assault on Greene's faith and personal life. MTG isn't a Christian. How do you call yourself a Christian when you're wearing a cross while getting bent over backwards inside the gym by every man who isn't your husband?
Jesus Christ.
Loomer wrote on X. She's on her knees all right, and it's not for praying. She attached a 2021 Daily Mail article which reported that Greene cheated on her then-husband, Perry Greene, with a polyamorous tantric sex guru, as well as a gym manager in the early 2010s. In a follow-up post, Loomer doubled down, calling Greene a loud-mouthed bitch who turned on President Donald Trump and ruined her marriage when she got to Congress because she can't keep her mouth or her legs closed. Oof.
In her own post, Greene argued that Loomer was using Grover, the Medal of Honor recipient, as a pawn to attack Secretary of the Army Driscoll, and pointed out that she often goes after fellow Republicans, claiming they are not sufficiently loyal to the president. Why does she do that? Because she is not MAGA. She's MEGA, Greene said. Greene added, using an acronym that stands for Make Israel Great Again. She then said Loomer has never had a real job and implied Loomer is being funded by a foreign government or intelligence agency, prompting Loomer to post a truly scorched earth reply.
You ruined your entire family by cheating on your husband with a sex guru, and for the last 4 months, you have been doing nothing but spewing lies about the Trump administration because you don't get enough attention from the Trump administration, Loomer wrote. She then listed off all of her real jobs, accused Greene of insider trading, and made some lewd comments about extramarital affairs in CrossFit gyms. She also threatened to file an ethics complaint against Greene for falsely accusing me of being funded by an intelligence agency. You call yourself a Christian while you wreck your marriage like a whore and lie out of bloated horse face, Jesus, which has permanent damage from your years of alleged steroid use, which is why you look like a Neanderthal, Loomer wrote. Again,
Jesus fucking Christ.
Again, glass houses, Loomer.
Yeah, and I'd like to say Laura said way worse things about MTG's appearance than we said.
Yes.
I merely called her the Mickey Rourke of MAGA.
Yes.
And a sleep paralysis demon.
I, under no
This is way
circumstances, think that MTG is attractive, but I would ask the court to please wait until Loomer is 51 years old and have a look at how that looks. It's giving Roald Dahl's The Witches.
Yeah, it's giving like picture of Dorian Gray. It's given.
Anyway,
Loomer later accused MTG of corruption, specifically funneling over $100,000 in campaign funds to her daughter for what seems like it might have been a non-existent job. Plus, of course, lots of insider trading in posts that are way too long for us to read from.
Yeah.
This woman, you saw it in the deposition. You see it in the way she posts on Twitter. Ever since they got rid of that character limit, she's been going buck wild with her screeds. But yeah, you get the idea. You don't need to read the whole goddamn thing. These women fucking hate each other.
just let them fight.
Let them. I mean, MAGA world clearly ain't big enough for the both of them. Both of these titans. And we think that's beautiful.
The circus tent just got smaller.
Yeah. The clown car. Clown car is too damn small. But anyway, back to Laura Loomer's deposition, because there's still plenty more gold in there. For example, here's Laura Loomer talking about how Lindsey Graham is gay, and everyone knows it.
Duh.
And we will once again omit the many times that Loomer's attorney tells her to stop talking, and she just keeps on.
I think I know what I'm doing here. Lindsey Graham also called you toxic around the time that you were at the debate, and
Yeah, that's true.
okay, and you responded to him on Twitter, right?
Yeah, I called him gay.
Okay.
It is well known. Several of President Trump's staff have told me in confidence that Lindsey Graham is gay.
Hold on, Ms. Loomer. There's no question.
I know, I'm just explaining.
You are under oath, ma'am.
Just providing context.
Yeah, make sure that's in the deposition,
Yeah.
by the way. Exhibit 31 is a tweet from you, and it says, "It's 2024. There's no reason why Lindsey Graham, South Carolina, needs to hide the fact that he's a gay man. Come on, Lindsey. I like men too. No need to hide. I want you to relieve yourself of your toxic, closeted anger. It's 2024. Nobody needs to hide that they're gay anymore. Do you see that?
Yeah, I see it.
And what is your basis for saying that he's gay?"
It's well known. I mean, I ran for Congress. Like I said, I'm very involved in Republican politics and know a lot of GOP fundraisers. And I know people who have told me that they've attended dinners where he's brought male significant individuals with him, like significant others. So.
And that tweet, you did it September 13th, 2024 at 4:19 a.m.?
Yeah.
Is that right? Boy, you're up late.
Yeah, you gotta wake up early.
You're also...
I will say that he never denied being gay after I said that.
Case closed. Yep.
I like that she thinks anyone will believe that actually she woke up at 4 a.m. She goes to bed early so that she can wake up early to post and isn't just up all night manically posting and scrolling.
No, that's the thing. She was fast asleep and had this banger bouncing around in her brain. Had to wake up and get it down on the timeline.
Yeah. Yeah. Divine inspiration.
That's right. And here's another section where Laura Loomer is asked about a tweet she made about Kamala Harris. And we're editing this part down quite a bit because this conversation goes absolutely nowhere.
It is just pages and pages and pages.
Ma'am, you are wasting the court's time. It goes nowhere for extended periods of time, but here's the key points. Everything Kamala Harris's infested snatch touches also dies a miserable, painful death. What is your source for the fact that she had an, quote, infested snatch?
Well, snatch could mean many things, but, it's a descriptive word to describe Kamala Harris.
You meant her vagina?
But you meant
her vagina, didn't you?
She contributed to 4 years of our country almost dying a painful, miserable death. And, I think Joe Biden is on his way to having a miserable, painful death.
So what you actually said here was, I heard, everything her infested snatch touches also dies a miserable, painful death. You were referencing her vagina, were you not?
I think that's speculative. It doesn't say vagina.
You said it.
Well, I didn't say vagina. I would have said vagina.
Well, you're saying you stuck your cock inside at Kamala Harris many years ago. I heard everything her infested snatch touches also dies a miserable, painful death. Isn't it the case that you were making a reference to her vagina?
No, I was just trying...
So what were you using that word for?
Well, it depends on what your definition of the word snatch is.
What's yours? You wrote it. You wrote the words infested snatch. What did you mean by that? You wrote, stop talking. You wrote a tweet that says that Kamala Harris had an infested snatch. Now, be the First Amendment warrior you claim to be and admit that you were saying that the Vice President of the United States had an infested vagina. Admit it, because that's what you were doing, and everybody knows it.
This is coercion. You just told me to stop talking. I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to be coerced. You're asking me to say something.
God, you're a coward.
That isn't true. I'm not a coward.
You're a coward. You won't even admit what you did.
I'm not a coward. I'm just not going to be.
Ms. First Amendment warrior won't admit it.
And,
Damn, even the attorney's getting very combative.
And again, that was... The actual transcript of that in the document is like 5 times longer than that. It goes extended periods of time. Because you've also got the Laura Loomer lawyer, who is himself seems kind of fucking nuts. And he's chiming in here. Half the time he's telling her not to like respond or objecting. And then the rest of the time, like he's having a laugh.
Yeah.
With all this.
Well, so she filed this lawsuit, right? So
yeah, she's filed against Mar, but this is pretrial
so she's happily wasting this guy's time. Mar.
Yeah. I mean, clearly the point of this is that Laura Loomer slings this kind of shit constantly at other people. So like, who the fuck is she to file a defamation suit at someone else? We're doing just a tiny fraction of what she does on a daily basis.
True.
But anyway, this is one of the wildest court documents we've ever seen. There's
so far.
There's so much more in there, and hopefully more to come. We will leave a link to the full transcript in the description if you want to, have it with dinner. Subject yourself to even more of that.
Here's what I want. I need her to be a guest on that podcast he does where he just sits and smokes weed and just gets really awkward
Club
with his
Random?
guests. Yeah. That's how they should settle this. And with Marjorie Taylor Greene on it. All 3 of them.
Shit.
And they all have to smoke weed.
Yeah, and then they get a little touchy-feely there at the end, and they sort it out the only way they know how, through love.
And then
making love.
Eric Andre style, a Zangief cosplayer bursts through the windows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is where we finally move on to the other news. There's plenty more lore down there.
Yeah.
But let's just quickly get the rest of the politics news out of the way here. For starters, apparently Donald Trump has been cold calling Norway's finance minister, demanding to know when he can expect his Nobel Peace Prize nomination.
Yeah, it's in the mail. It's in the mail, buddy.
It certainly tracks with all of his many previous public comments on the subject.
Yeah.
He cannot get over the fact that Obama got a Nobel Peace Prize and Trump hasn't gotten his yet.
He, by the end of this term, or whenever, is going to invent a new, much better Nobel Peace Prize, and he's going to be the first recipient.
Yeah, it's going to be a real-life version of that Obama giving himself the medal meme.
Yeah. I mean, he's already going to do that at the Kennedy Honors.
Yeah. Yeah. Meanwhile, where in the world is J.D. Vance?
He's always on vacation.
Yeah,
Where's he at now?
He was, of course, once again, on vacation this past week, this time in England. And like with all of his many other trips, the locals were not too happy about him being there, with staff at a local restaurant reportedly staging a mutiny over even the possibility of having to serve him, and someone renting an LED billboard truck and driving it around town constantly with giant images of one of those J.D. Vance meme edits on it. It was the bald one.
Yeah.
So yeah, the warm welcome that he's come to love. Oh, also, Trump met with Putin in Alaska or some shit. Sounds like it didn't go too well. Who cares? I don't know. We got the picture of him looking like just that worn-out Wojak.
Dejected.
Yes, dear.
Yeah. Also, just the optics, obviously very bad. inviting a literal war criminal who to United States soil and literally visibly rolling out the red carpet for him, and then allowing him to get into the presidential limo.
It's very similar to when he met with Kim Jong-un in his first term, where
he saluted.
Yeah, it was a big, like, he threw a party for a dictator and got nothing whatsoever out of it. It seems like that's what happened here. Like, Putin showed up with no intention of any concessions or negotiation.
It doesn't matter for Putin because he was just legitimized once again on the world stage.
Yeah, he got a free lunch. He got to step foot in the U.S. for the first time in like 20 years. But otherwise, it doesn't sound like they got anything out of it except for like distracting from Epstein, which is always...
They got no ceasefire out of it.
Nothing.
Sorry,
sir, the Peace Prize is not in the mail.
He did get quite an eyeful and earful from the people of Alaska who were out en masse waving Ukrainian flags and anti-Trump stuff.
Well, good for them.
Yeah.
Alaska's a real cipher of a state. Can never really pin them down.
Well, they certainly don't... I'm sure they do not like one of their closest neighbors showing up who is very much an aggressor showing up on their soil.
I mean, they can see it from their house. That's what Sarah Palin told me.
That's right. But yeah, if you were Alaska and knowing what Trump is capable of, I would also...
Sure, take it! You can have it back!
Yeah, we'll take Greenland. You have Alaska.
What do we need Alaska for?
Yeah.
A lot of things, sir.
Nah.
Greenland can do all those things and better.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. As more details come out about that, we'll probably talk about it next week. But it's Weekly Weird News, and it's time now for some more ChatGPT-induced psychosis.
Great. Well, it might be hard to top the story that we covered earlier this week about the guy who let ChatGPT convince him he had superpowers. In this next example of what's become an alarmingly common occurrence, ChatGPT didn't just make a guy go crazy by glazing him up and yes-anding every dumb idea he asked about. It literally got him to poison himself with a substance known to cause acute psychological issues. Wow. Great job. Sam Altman needs to be behind bars. Lock him up.
Yeah.
Unironically, lock him the fuck up.
Guantanamo Bay.
In a solid steel cell where...
Put him in the prison that Bane grew up in.
Yeah.
Send him to the Bane jail.
Here's NBC News. A 60-year-old man spent 3 weeks being treated at a hospital after replacing table salt with sodium bromide following consultation with the popular artificial intelligence bot ChatGPT. 3 physicians published a report on the case in the Annals of Internal Medicine earlier this month. According to the report, the man had no prior psychiatric history when he arrived at the hospital, expressing concern that his neighbor was poisoning him. The man shared that he'd been distilling his own water at home, and the report noted he seemed paranoid about water he was offered. Bromism, or high levels of bromide, was considered after a lab report and consultation with poison control, the report said. And every time, without fail, every time these articles start with, no prior history of mental illness.
Well, he's got a history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ChatGPT-induced psychosis.
60 years old, it's never too late to start your history of mental illness. In the first 24 hours of admission, he expressed increasing paranoia and auditory and visual hallucinations, which, after attempting to escape, resulted in an involuntary psychiatric hold for grave disability, the case report said. Once his condition improved, the man shared that he had taken it upon himself to conduct a personal experiment to eliminate table salt from his diet after reading about its negative health effects. The report said he did this after consulting with the chatbot ChatGPT. He self-reported that the replacement went on for 3 months. The 3 physicians, all from the University of Washington, noted in the report that they did not have access to the patient's conversation logs with ChatGPT. However, they asked ChatGPT 3.5 what chloride could be replaced with on their own. According to the report, the response they received included bromide. So the guy's like, they say you can't have too much salt. I'm probably having too much salt. I need to cut salt from my diet. What could I replace salt with? And they're like, here's this thing mostly used to like clean hot tubs, but it's technically a salt.
Yeah.
And it's not the salt you want to get rid of. Sure. All right. This will definitely make me more healthy than before. Thank you, ChatGPT. I have no further questions. You do know everything.
Do you want to dig deeper? Are you brave enough to dig deeper?
No, I'm good, actually. I just needed something to replace my salt with.
Just the salt.
I don't want to talk to you too much. I hear people go a little crazy when that happens. Anyway, glug, glug,
Not
glug.
me. I would never be susceptible to that. So yeah, it turns out bromide poisoning used to happen a lot around 100 years ago when they were putting it in tons of medications as basically a sleep aid. But they gradually stopped doing that when they realized it was very easy for someone to take too much and suffer serious mental health consequences and or big disgusting lesions all over their bodies. At one point, between 5 and 10 psychiatric hospital admissions were caused by bromism. But these days, if bromide is present in anything, it's at such low concentrations that bromism is exceptionally rare and has been for a very long time. But thanks to ChatGPT, old-timey diagnoses like this are back. And if nothing else, it's got to at least be exciting for doctors.
Yeah, the doctors have been seeing the same old thing coming in every day, and now they're getting all these exciting new cases.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently the only other example of like bromism from the last couple decades was a guy who was drinking like off-brand cola, like drinking like 4 2-liter bottles of it a day, and it had like brominated vegetable oil as like one of the 100 ingredients on it.
Yeah.
And it's like, at the it was like trace amounts. The average person drinking this would never even come close. But yes, if you're drinking like...
But we're talking about a professional.
Yeah, if you're drinking 8 liters a day, every day, then you're going to make it happen. And he did.
I feel like, I mean, that's definitely a concern. But yeah, that much soda in one day, that's probably causing a lot of other problems
that's
too.
one of many issues, side effects of doing that. Because like, it's a crazy amount of sugar, crazy amount of caffeine.
Yeah. You have diabetes and your kidneys are failing, but also you're going crazy because of bromide poisoning.
And you got weird little pustules all over your body. Mm-hmm. So great job.
We'll bring out the leeches and put them on those things.
All right, Doc, I'll switch to diet.
Only name brand soda for me from now on.
No more Shasta.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got more news for you coming right up in the headline top of the show. But first, we got to let you know that this episode is sponsored by Factor.
Big week for food.
Summer is a busy time of year, but that doesn't mean you can't eat well, even when you've got only a couple minutes to spare. For those busy days, Factor helps us eat smarter with tasty chef-prepped meals that are dietitian approved and delivered right to my door. And now with more than 65 weekly meals made for how I live and what I like to eat, I've got even more ways to fit in a real meal wherever the day takes me.
I just had a delicious, this like mushroom sauce over a chicken and had some nice veggies in it. It was delicious.
Fancy.
More variety, more meals. Choose from a wider selection of weekly meal options, including premium seafood choices like salmon and shrimp at no extra cost. Support your wellness goals. Enjoy even more GLP-1 friendly meals and new Mediterranean diet options packed with protein and good-for-you fats. Savor global flavors. For the first time, try Asian-inspired meals with bold flavors influenced by China, Thailand, and more. From more choices to better nutrition, that is why 97% of customers say that Factor helped them live a healthier life. Feel the difference no matter your routine.
Factor has been an absolute lifesaver for both of us because sometimes what's for dinner is the last thing on our minds. And it's great to have a delicious meal ready to go in just 2 minutes flat. Be like us and eat smart at factormeals.com/weeklyweird50off and use code weeklyweird50off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code weeklyweird50off at factormeals.com for 50% off plus free shipping. Get delicious, ready to eat meals delivered with Factor.
All right, you know what time it is. Time for the weirdest, craziest, wildest news story headlines from around the world this week, starting from right here in our beautiful Golden State.
California thief repeatedly steals old man's plane and returns it better than they found it.
Hey, what a cool crime.
Yeah, I think this qualifies as a cool crime.
Like, what if your car got stolen every day, but when it got back, it had like a brand new stereo system in it, like new tires.
You're like, hey, you know what? I'll take the good with the bad here because that shit's expensive. Yeah. Also, like, this is an old man. He's like in his 70s.
Mm-hmm. Not really using the plane as much.
Like, maybe not the best thing for him to be up there flying around all the time.
Yeah.
And thankfully, this guardian angel is taking that plane out, giving it a test drive all the time, making sure it's good to go, leaving some treats in there. I guess they left a better pair of like flight headphones.
There you go. I think that this thief, so-called thief, deserves this plane bequeathed to him in the will.
Yeah. But there's also the possibility that this old man has memory problems and thinks it's being stolen from him, but it's just him.
Yeah. Either way, I don't see the crime.
Yeah.
Unless the thief that's stealing the plane is also stealing all the other stuff and leaving it in the plane, which is also could be.
Well, we don't know. All we know is that this man's plane keeps disappearing and then showing up better than it was before.
Yeah, it's flying into some kind of Bermuda Triangle zone over here in California where it comes back newer and better.
The Catalina Triangle.
Police recover $30,000 worth of Labubus in foiled Southern California heist. And they took all of Elliot's Labubus.
All of mine.
Yeah.
I was planning to flip those.
All his Labubus gone.
Yeah. It's so funny because I kept seeing headlines. Turns out there was actually 2 Labubu heists in SoCal. This one was in San Bernardino. There was another one in LA. And yeah, I mean, it makes sense. But
were they Labubus or Lafufus?
Actual real Labubus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And SoCal, it's heist city. GTA 5 is real.
Yep.
We've had a series of incredible heists out here, and yeah, it's only natural that Labubus would be next. So I can't wait for Heat 2, where they're going after the Labubu
Boogaloo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm very happy that you're gonna get all of your little toys back.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah.
I missed them so.
I did actually,
and I had the 24 karat gold Labubu.
Gold Labubu. I reached out to the company, the YouTubes that did these, and I asked if they could make Labubus of us, and they are looking into it, quote unquote, looking into it.
Shit.
So get your wallets ready for this Christmas.
What would that even look like?
Well, yours would be a lot easier because you have a beard, but
yeah. But I don't have hair up here. Like, how would that?
It would be an incredible bald Labubu.
Anyway, if you were looking for some concepts for some fan art, make us Labubus.
Actually, that would make it a lot easier to submit to the company.
I'm having a hard time visualizing this. And, if you feel like helping me out, that would be great.
Next headline.
They were real! MAGA rep says giants roamed Earth and hints at plans to expose bones.
Yeah, and they looked over at our giant city walls, and they looked exactly like Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie Titan Greene.
They're still roaming the Earth.
Yeah.
You know what? I think some people are saying it's bad that elected officials in this country believe in such absurd, stupid, childish things. I think, you know what? Let them investigate the bones.
Yeah.
The more time they spend looking for giant bones, the less time they can spend on all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Imagine if all the tens of thousands of ICE agents terrorizing our cities were instead sent out into the hills to look for giant bones.
That's right.
We would be
finally solve the Bigfoot mystery.
Objectively better off.
This is also like JD Vance, I believe, has been doing it a little bit more recently. It's the Democrat version is like constantly being like, we're going to completely legalize marijuana nationwide. Yeah. Theirs is we're looking into UFOs, and we are just about to finally give everyone the proof they've been looking for.
Jingling the keys.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, but giants is a new one for me. I didn't realize that was a thing people believed in because like what? Why? What makes you believe that that's what?
I feel like we would have found the bones.
Yeah, we found dinosaur bones. Maybe they think that they took giant human bones and just rearranged them to look like dinosaurs.
That's the conspiracy.
I do know like the reason they believed in like cyclopses, or one theory for that was woolly mammoth skulls.
Oh yeah,
look like a one-eyed creature.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is stupid. But hey, let them indulge their stupidity.
Sure.
I'm fine with this.
Here's an update. Nicholas Rossi, fugitive who fled to Scotland, found guilty of rape. This is not a fun one, but this is the guy who went to...
Arthur Knight.
Yes,
yeah,
Arthur
if
Knight.
Nicholas Rossi isn't ringing a bell, Arthur Knight, British gentleman. The saga of Arthur Knight is something we've been covering for years.
The guy with the medical mask that couldn't breathe.
Yeah. He was extradited to the U.S. last year, and very quick trial in one of multiple sexual assault cases he was facing here. That's the whole reason he faked his death and went over there in the first place. This trial was over in like 3 days, and he's got another one coming up in like one county over pretty soon. Doesn't sound like he's gonna be roaming free anytime soon.
Good.
I'm just curious if he's still doing the voice in court.
I feel like didn't we do an update where he like kind of dropped it and was like, all right, you got me.
I mean, the voice was never 100% consistent, but I feel like he's been doing it long enough that
he should just lean into it because he's going to go to jail forever. You might as well like take on the full persona while in jail.
Yeah, it is. It makes him interesting.
Yeah.
Whereas if that guy,
hello, tea time, officer.
That same guy speaking in a just general American accent, way less interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Woman sues her employer for paying her to do nothing for 20 years.
No, you got to keep quiet about that.
Yeah, on the one hand, yeah. Mm-hmm. Getting paid to do nothing for 20 years is like kind of the dream.
Yeah.
But I guess I can see how it'd be kind of like, so this woman, she has like disabilities. This is in France. Apparently, rather than deal with like the legal trouble of like potentially firing her or laying her off and opening themselves up to discrimination, getting sued, they just kept her on at like a very low position.
This is like Office Space.
Yeah, but like she's pissed because she's like, at this age, I should have been promoted multiple times. They just like kept her at the same level. And she's just like, it doesn't feel good that they're like, literally will pay you to do nothing. Just stay the hell away.
Yeah.
But, on the other hand, free money.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah, you could have been working a side gig the whole time. Get one of those remote gigs.
Honestly, yeah. I don't know why I should just do that.
Got no ambition. Wants everything handed to her, just like this so-called promotion.
Nobody wants, well, she does want to work, but nobody wants to
slack off.
Nobody wants to not work anymore.
Yeah. Well, tough case.
Sacre bleu.
Florence man loses arm while trying to stop car thieves with grenade. Yeah, that's kind of an overreaction.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even understand the logic. If they're trying to steal your car,
you're just going to ruin it.
Why are you going to throw a grenade at your car?
It's not like, well, if it's going to get ruined for me, it might as well get ruined for them.
It's not a tactic that really works in most situations. Mm-hmm. Especially really any situation outside of a war zone.
Yeah.
And especially if you're making your own grenades at home, asking for trouble, buddy.
Yeah.
And it blew up in his hand before he could even throw it. So like,
damn it, ChatGPT.
He called the cops because of a carjacking and they showed up and there's a guy missing his arm.
Yeah.
It's like, well, this escalated.
Yeah. Now he's going to have to file 2 insurance claims.
2!
Oh, never mind. This is in Italy. He'll probably do.
No, it's Florence, Oregon.
Oh, yep. 2 insurance claims.
Yeah.
Well, oh well.
Starbucks Korea pleads with customers to stop bringing desktop PCs into its cafes. Issues a countrywide ban on printers, power strips, and desk partitions.
Yeah.
People just moving into these Starbucks, setting it up like a cubicle at a fucking WeWork.
That was when
they're printing shit.
When Machinima was over in Hollywood for a while, like forever ago. Not even West Hollywood, the old Hollywood one. There was a Starbucks like down the street, and I swear there are people bringing their entire iMac monitors into that place.
That's so funny.
A lot of that is the reason why all Starbucks, like the new ones, are just switching to walk-up windows and drive-thrus, because it's just like, fuck this, fuck third places.
Yeah, I have noticed that actually. Mm-hmm. I mean, I haven't been in a lot of Starbucks over the past few years, but the few that I have been in are very like streamlined. Like, there's a couple chairs. But they also keep it fucking freezing inside of them, which I thought was interesting.
A lot of places are like that, even the fast food places, because they're just, a lot of their primary business is just like DoorDash and Uber Eats now.
Yeah.
So they're just like ghost kitchens that you can also have like 3 tables at to eat at.
Spooky, spooky ghost kitchen.
But it is quite the experience for them over there to be like, hey, cut it out. This isn't your fucking office.
I'm curious now if, like, because people are coming in there to work like this. I wonder if gamers are coming in and setting up like a a LAN party.
Nah, the ping's too bad at Starbucks. Yeah.
Well, if it's a LAN and the ping is not an issue.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But no online gaming.
No.
Lag is too bad.
Couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm. Dog finds human remains in Birmingham for 4th time in a year.
Yeah, give that dog an honorary badge.
Mm-hmm. A Medal of Honor.
Because, it just keeps going into the woods and bringing back, like, skulls and shit.
I have to ask again, is this Birmingham, Alabama, or Birmingham in
Alabama.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's... Yeah. Which one do you think is more likely to have murder victims stashed away in the woods?
Honestly, I'd put him at about an even chance.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, dog keeps... for some reason, this one dog keeps bringing bones.
Hire that
into
dog
the
at the local police department.
I mean, honestly, yeah. But
this is like it's the dog version of those YouTubers who go and dive to find they like look up cases and they're like, oh yeah, and they spend their own money to go diving in lakes and other places where the cops are just like, yeah, I'm too hard, it's murky water.
I mean, maybe the cops are just like, why should we pay this dog when it's doing the job for free?
It loves the work.
Yeah, I mean, it does. The dog clearly does have a nose. It is attracted to the smell of human remains.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, maybe
this dog's gonna sue the department for not getting paid.
Maybe just take this dog on some field trips. Take it on some hikes. See what happens.
Yeah, just go up to the owner and be like, hey, wouldn't it be nice if we just took your dog for a walk so you didn't have to?
Yeah. Well, thing is, they arrested the owner. ICE arrested the owner.
Oh.
And they're deporting him. So
that's how they got the dog for free.
I guess so.
Very dark.
Yeah. U.S. teen influencer still stranded in Antarctic weeks after landing plane without permission. He's this 19-year-old flying a plane around the world. He's like, I'm going to go to all 7 continents to raise money for cancer. And he had just one left, Antarctica, which you're not allowed to just fly down there.
Mm-hmm.
And he landed in like a Peruvian or Chilean military base, and they're like, "Oh, okay, we can't let you leave." Also, it's like it's winter down there right now. Conditions are bad. Usually no one's flying in or out during the winter, especially not in a Cessna. So looks like you live here now. He's been there since June. He's having a bad time.
Well, hopefully a husky doesn't show up randomly and cause even more chaos.
I wonder if he was like, "Oh, it's the summer. I'll be fine in Antarctica." What do you mean? What is the southern hemisphere? What are you talking about?
Well, at least he's not another Amelia Earhart.
Yeah. I like the pilots that don't get eaten by crabs.
Yeah, that's right.
I like the ones that don't get shut down, okay?
Alex Jones's InfoWars will go up for sale yet again, Judge rules. And The Onion is on top of it.
Yeah, they are preparing their case.
Tim Onion.
We'll see how this goes, but that was one of the more unfortunate stories that didn't end up really going anywhere was when The Onion bought InfoWars, and then the judge was like, actually, no, no, you can't do that. So...
But they are working on it. I saw the posts.
Be a lot cooler if they did.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Ben Collins was like, we're working on it. Don't worry. They're going to try.
Yeah. I mean, like, the families, they raise a good point here. They're like, we haven't seen a single fucking cent from Alex Jones during this entire process.
Yeah.
And the one time we have a chance to, like, actually make money, the court's like, no, you can't do that. No. Get it to fucking happen. Make it go through. This is bullshit.
That's right.
So let's see it. Hopefully it's The Onion and not Benny Johnson or some other ghoul taking over.
Yeah. Ugh. There's a chance that will happen. Anyways, that's it for Weekly Weird News this week. Make sure you like the video.
Please.
Make sure you leave a comment, reply to a comment, make a friend down there below. If you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Elliot's turning around.
And turning right back around.
To say, click the join button, become a member of the channel today. And while you're here, if you got nothing else to do,
I'm covering my face.
We got videos popping up for you right over here. Watch that other ChatGPT-induced psychosis video. And I think we also covered some of that on Tech News Day as well. We got nothing but psychosis for you.
It's making people crazy. They're going wild for it.
That's right. We will see you next week for more news. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.